are live. Lily, how is it going? Remember to turn on the mic so everyone can listen to you. We got 13 viewers already. Is your mic on?
Hello, Ninja. I'm doing great. Hope you as well. Ready for today's podcast,
Yeah,
which is
yesterday
going to be
was a
very
fun one.
excited.
And today is going to be even more. I'm sure of that.
Exactly. We're gonna get a little bit of everything. We got trials, we got hackers, we got states making history, plus all the other great news that you're going to be sharing with us. But plus, of course, market updates and well,
There is always
let's
some
leave
drama
some
going on in
surprises for our
crypto.
listeners.
There is always some drama going on. So we're going to have enough things to
It's
talk
true.
about here. We can talk about it, about crypto the whole day. There is just so much drama. Some people go to YouTube to watch drama on famous influencers, stuff like that. But crypto is there is most drama on crypto. You don't need that. So anyway, thank you
That's true.
guys
That's
for
true.
joining the stream. We're really happy to have you back to the stream every day. Remember, this is a new space. We're just getting started, but hopefully, eventually, we're gonna be a renowned name in the space. Thanks to you guys, and our goal is always to bring the latest news, the most interesting stuff about crypto. There is no BS. We are not trying to sell you anything. We are just sharing what we like, sharing news, things that we think that is interesting, and that's it. Nothing more. We are just trying to enjoy the space. We are investors. We develop, and we just like to share the news. That's it. We may not be the best at it, but we are just ourselves, and that's how it is. And now, today, remember, before we get started, there is gonna be a
Oh,
10.
exactly.
Yeah.
Ninja, and you also forgot to mention that today we also have an extra bonus
Yeah.
because one of our lucky listeners is going to be getting a giveaway, right?
Absolutely. There is someone that is gonna go home with a $10 giveaway, plus there is a $50 giveaway ongoing as well. So if you actually want to participate in that, you only gotta follow the steps. But every stream, not only today, every stream there's gonna be a $10 giveaway for one lucky winner. Lily is gonna be actually asking some questions during the stream. So if you are active, you can tune in every single day. You can learn something about crypto. You can support projects, you can support us, and you can go home with $10. It's not that much. It's not gonna be enough to buy a Bitcoin or Ethereum or even but you can buy some SOX with it. That's for sure. It's still less than $1. So you can buy like 100, I believe like 1,000, something like that. Don't tell nobody. I hope it's gonna be 1-to-1 soon, but well, who knows? But just write questions in the chat, answer the questions that we're gonna be talking about in the stream. Just interact, and you're gonna be one of the winners. If there is more of you, it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be not just about. It's not gonna be only randomly selected. If you're active, if you answer the questions, you're gonna have a higher chance to actually win the $10. It's gonna be getting bigger. The giveaways maybe eventually 20, 50, 100. We don't know how high we can go. The better we do, the more we're gonna be giving out to you guys. So we already have Bullish Pizza on the chat. I'm actually watching the chat, so you can ask questions during the stream. We always gonna be stopping here and there, answering something. And the today, so Lily is gonna be talking. Is gonna be sharing some pretty interesting news. We're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna be doing technical analysis and see how the market is doing as well. We are gonna go and talk about project that I really like. Every single day, I'm gonna be sharing a new project for you guys to find interesting on the value projects. We're gonna be talking about hacks, about drama, about Apple fighting with other companies, about trying to censor the space and trying to censor creators. We are not on that. We don't support that. And we're gonna be talking about that today. No politics stuff. It doesn't matter where you live, where you are, what's your race. We don't care about it. It's just gonna be crypto. And now I should shut up. I'm talking too much. Anyway, we got 40 viewers already. And we got some people commenting already. Welcome, Bullish Pizza. Welcome, Sarah, to the stream. Your hair was good before. I know. It's just I'm losing my hair. There is nothing I can do about it.
Oh my gosh. They really said that?
Yo, I mean, Bullish Pizza, I feel you, man. My hair was better before, but I'm just turning 31. Actually, 32 already.
Oh, you are still a baby. You are still a
I'm
baby.
31 already, so we know like it used to be. My hair is not that beautiful anymore. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do something. Maybe I gotta go to Turkey and do something here, but who knows? But we're gonna focus on Lily's hair. Her is better, so forget about me. Just look at her. Hers is way better than mine for sure. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Now, maybe we can get started with macro research. Lily, let me take the stream a little bit. I'm gonna talk about the market, and then we go back with the news. Grandpa, she
Okay.
called me
Sounds
Grandpa.
great.
I'm
Sounds
that
great.
old. I'm so old, honestly. I gotta do something about it. But anyways, now let's go with the market research. How is the market doing? Well, it's actually doing quite well. I will say that it could be worse, but Bitcoin is still trading at 96,000. Yesterday's stream, it was pretty much at that level. So we are not that far away from yesterday prices. So we are doing quite well. It could be better, it could be worse, but it's actually fine. It's not terrible. We actually have Ethereum trading sideways. Pretty much there is no news, not really interesting news going on apart from what we're going to be sharing today. But in reality, the market is not that bad. It's not that great, but it's not that bad either. We are still on the buy zone, on the, of course, the rainbow chart. This is one of those charts that you always got to pay attention to because it tells you exactly where we are, what should be trading, and how the market is looking. And this is a pretty accurate chart, I would say that. So pay attention to it for sure. And everything else, as mentioned, there is not much going on. Bitcoin is still pretty doing all-time highs after all-time high every day. It was trading sideways in the last few days, but I mean, it's a pretty good price. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few days. We may go to 70. I wish that happens so we can buy a little bit more, or we can go to 120. There is no real confirmation of the market. I'm going to be doing more technical analysis later on at the end of the stream, but it's not that bad. Also, we got to talk about our main sponsor, of course, XOX Labs is still doing quite well. Yesterday, we had a small crash on the BNB chain, well, like a 20%, but today we are up 12%. We already killed 2 zeros, and we got 2 more to go. Actually doing quite well, and the Ethereum chain was over to 0.002 yesterday, but today, of course, some people selling on the Ethereum chain, buying on the BNB chain. It's been a little bit of a chaos here and there, but traders actually are pretty active, and you can actually remember, you can go to the XOX Labs, bridge your tokens around. You can buy on any chain, and you can change it to one chain to the other in a minute. There is no hassle, and the fees are actually really small. So yeah, that is the plug for XOX Labs and how things are going in our main sponsor, of course, the project that makes this possible. And first of all, remember we are about to hit 1,000 followers on Gravity X. Pretty good news as well. So if you actually want to support us, make sure to follow, make sure to share the streams, share it with your friends, share it with everyone, of course, so we can grow. And yeah, I think we can get going with some news because the market is actually quite fine. No crazy stuff going on, and I think we can get in and we can start talking about something that is a little bit more interesting, which is gonna be the first news today. And it's gonna be about Apple loses key fight and crypto payments after finally going mainstream. So I'm gonna give the voice to Lily. She's gonna be talking about it, and then we're gonna be see what's going on with Apple. What's their problem?
Yeah, thank you, Ninja. Okay, guys, remember that as Ninja mentioned already, at the end of every news, I'm going to be asking you a question. So you're going to be answering that in the chat, and then we will move on to the next one and so on, right? So we cannot wait to see your answers or your take on every news that we are going to be sharing today. So first one is going to be about Apple. So let's just first get into context first, and let's talk about a little bit about Timothy Dean Sweeney, which maybe you know, maybe you don't know him, but he's an American video game programmer and also a businessman. And he's the founder and CEO of Epic Games. Now, Epic Games have been fighting Apple over its App Store rules for 5 years. And that is exactly the news that we're going to be sharing today. So let's see what's been going on. So the long battle between Epic Games and Apple finally tipped in Epic's favor. So more importantly, the win cracks Apple infamous, and I'm going to be quoting now, walled garden, which means wide open cryptos coming to your apps at whatever Apple likes it or not. Ninja, would you like to say something about this so far, or just continue?
Just a little bit. Guys, remember, we're talking about Apple. Apple at this exact moment right now is the number 2 biggest company in the planet with a market capitalization of $3 trillion. So if Apple decided to do something, there is not many people or companies that can actually go against that, against their will. And remember, we are talking about their own platform, so they can choose to do whatever they want. But of course, there is regulations, there is companies, then there is other powers above that that can choose what happens with this and that. We know that more companies in the US, the whole US, let's put it like government, if we can call it like that, is actually getting more pro crypto after the Trump go to the White House this year after he's actually won the elections. So I'm not surprised that there is more, that everyone is just more open to the idea of crypto payments. It's just better, it's easier. It's actually that we're seeing coming. XRP is gonna be huge on that, Ripple, and this doesn't surprise me at all. What surprises is that Apple got hit. This doesn't happen. It don't usually happen like that. They are so massive that when they decide to do something, that's why they have been selling the same product for the last few years. When they decide to do something, that's how it is. You gotta eat it. There is no other way around it. But this time looks like things didn't go their favor. So just go ahead with the news. But I'm actually pretty excited about this because Epic Games, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other smaller companies that make Apple successful in the Apple Store, they should actually have their voice and their decision to do things outside of what Apple decides that is right or not. My personal opinion on that. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly as you said, Ninja. It took them 5 years just to get where we are right now. And of course, at the end of the news that I'm going to be sharing, and you probably know,
Yeah,
there, of course, Apple is going to be filing an appeal. But well,
of
before all that,
course.
let's get into once again into context and let's see what happened in the trial. So here's what went down. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Royers ruled that Apple violated a 2021 injunction but still trying to block developers from telling users about alternative payment methods. Let's say, for example, XRP or any other digital asset, right? So now she even slammed Apple by using scare screens that warned users about leaving the App Store
Wow.
ecosystem. So basically, Apple was gatekeeping all this info, you guys, and well, the judge was like, well, no more of this, at least for now, right? So, we also got the response from crypto Twitter as well. So you got some analysts that they were saying, well, it was a huge win for the crypto industry, especially for assets like XRP. And well, what else we have? Apple once again isn't just walking away quietly. Of course
Yeah.
not. That is not going to be happening. They are going to be filing an appeal. But as for now, May 7th, we still got a chance. I mean, devs have a chance, right? That is this that is happening right now, at least for the moment, and there is a chance that the devs can use. What do you think?
I mean, we never know. We're just sharing the news. At the end of the day, we are nobody. We are not up to that level. We don't know what's gonna happen. But I wish personally, my personal opinion, I wish that go through because at the end of the day, thinking about our, like, developers and companies spending millions of dollars to develop things, and they're trying to at the end of the day acquire users, acquire players, and they are spending huge amount of money. That these days, crypto is getting more adoption. If you guys let me show you something in the list of top assets by coin market cap. We have gold number one with $22 trillion in value. 22 trillion is the number one more valuable, the most valuable asset in the planet. We have Microsoft with 3.2, and down there in number seven is Bitcoin with a $2 trillion valuation. So it's already a massive market. But we can actually see this as like there is a lot of people using crypto, not only Bitcoin. There is a lot of people using SRP. The whole market is actually massive. There is trillions and trillions of dollars in the crypto market. So these companies want people to spend their money. It doesn't matter if it come from USDT, US dollar, rupees, or any currencies. They want money. They want the users to pay. So it doesn't matter where it comes from. Is money, is revenue. So I would say that companies should be starting to accept crypto as a way of payment. It doesn't matter if it's Ripple, if it's Ethereum, USDT, USDC, but they should accept crypto. That's what I would say. And I do believe that in the near future, I'm talking years to come, year from today, we are going to see companies like McDonald's, we're going to see Walmart accepting payments in crypto as well. Can be through Visa, can be through PayPal, because it's just gonna be something that is gonna be the future. Before we have cash, then we have credit cards, then we have this sort of scan to pay. Like crypto is gonna be the next thing. It's coming whether we like it or not. Banks are gonna be doing their own stable coins. Yes, we know that they're gonna be controlling the system. Yes, but then eventually everything is gonna be going to the blockchain. That's my personal opinion. What do you think, Lily? Do you think that soon you're gonna be paying stuff in online with crypto? I think it's really visible. I would say.
Of course, that is eventually happening in few places, and I think yesterday we talked about what's going on in the U.S. Actually, some of the news that we're going to be sharing today is also about that. So, of course, that is already happening, and it's definitely in the near future. Yes,
So
for sure, I agree with you 100% on that. Of
awesome.
course, I mean there is a I mean, what part of the population is into crypto right
Right.
now? Is I mean, people still have to get there, but eventually it's gonna be happening, and we are kind of the lucky one that we are already there, right?
Absolutely, we have been here for the last few years, but there is people that has been here for since 2010. Back then, crypto was used for
Mm.
buying like black stuff on the black market. Today, look at where we are. So, what do you think is gonna happen 10 years later? Just look about that. So, we have bullish pieces. Say he has a question. I'm gonna allow you to ask the questions once we finish this news. And gold, debt, BTC to the moon. Gold is never gonna die. Gold is always gonna be the asset that is gonna be
Yeah.
the benchmark. But I do think that eventually Bitcoin can give it a run for its money. Let's see. Is the online gold, is the liquid money, is the store of value, is the king of the cryptocurrency space. When Bitcoin does, the market follows. It's never gonna change. So always remember to have some Bitcoin in your long-term holdings because you're gonna need it. You wish you bought gold a few years ago, and you are gonna wish that you bought Bitcoin a few years ago, a few years later, right? So I agree with you. Now, maybe we can let him ask his question. So bullish pieces, you can ask your question. We're gonna be keep on talking, and we're gonna go back to your question later on. So about the news, anything else that you wanna touch on this, Lily?
Yes, just to end this one before I ask the question to our dear listeners,
Yeah.
is that Epix is also already rolling out changes. So they are letting devs launch their own web shops where users can make purchases without going through Apple, right? So that's also a positive thing or a positive take on this news. And now,
Ah.
everyone, please pay extra attention because I'm going to be asking the first question. So one of you may be, once again, the lucky winner. The question about this news is like this: would you use crypto to pay for apps or in-game purchases if you could skip Apple's fees? Do you want me to repeat it again, Ninja?
I'm actually asking a question in the chat, so you can say it slowly. I'm gonna be writing that there.
So, would you use crypto to pay for apps
Apps, okay.
or in-game purchases if you could skip Apple's fees? So drop your thoughts and let's see. We are curious to know where you guys stand actually. And
Okay.
that's gonna be all for me for the first new ninja. So back to you.
So that's a pretty good question. Remember, guys, as answer the question the way that you think is actually right. Just you can go ahead and ask ChatGPT if you want. We're not gonna know. And but remember to just keep it your honest opinion. Just whatever you feel that is the right answer, you can answer that. It doesn't have to be the best, the most interesting answer in the planet. We just want to real opinions. We also have a question from Bullish Pizza. What impact do you think a war between India and Pakistan will have on crypto? Now, this is a political question. It's going to be really complex. We knew, well, we are seeing it right now, the impact of the war with Ukraine and Russia. And every time there is a war, something is actually, it's not that great for the economy. But looking at that time frame where the war is going for a few years now, when it started, what is today, when the war started, we saw that it really affected the space because eventually any war is going to affect the traditional economy, traditional finance. People are not going to have that much liquid funds to invest in crypto. It is what it is. Everything is connected, even you like it or not. These are my personal opinions, remember. But at the beginning, we saw that it really affected the market, but then look at where we are now. Bitcoin did still an all-time high of $120,000, and the market still got billions of dollars into the market. So this could affect traditional finance a little bit more than the crypto markets, in my personal opinion. But of course, this is something that we wish that we'll never see. I would never want to see a country with war, but sadly, is the reality, and there is no much that we can do about it. For those of you guys watching that you are in these two countries, I hope I'm not that aware of what's going on and what is the current situation there, but stay safe, guys. Remember, if you got to migrate for a while until things get better, do it before things get really ugly, because a lot of people in the countries that we mentioned already, they wish that they got out early. Keep that in mind. But I wish you guys all that stay safe during the hard times. And this is a risk that's always gonna be for any country that we live on. Something can go down and things can get ugly, but always remember to stay safe and invest in crypto, because the only currency you're gonna have when things go down, when banks go down, it's gonna be your crypto in your cold wallet. Just remember that it's gonna be valuable everywhere. So yes, we have an answer from Sarah. Yes, I will use crypto to pay for apps if I could skip Apple fees. Apple fees, actually, they're taking like 22% of the revenue of the company just to them, just by creating the infrastructure. And this is a closed or like source. It's not an open source system. So, I mean, people building on Apple system, they are spending a lot of money and they are getting really slapped on the back. But anyways, it is what it is. Still a massive amount of money going on for developers and for everyone in the Apple ecosystem. So it is what it is. So I mean, pretty good news, Lily. Pretty interesting news. We like to see that companies going against crypto, they are getting a reality check. So this is actually pretty good news, and I do like to see this. Now we can move on with the next one. I would say now we can talk about hacks. Before Lily goes with the news, I want to show you something, guys. So Lily's gonna talk about hacker behind the $190 million DeFi exploits from 2022 arrested in Israel. Before we go with the details, I gotta show you something because this is actually pretty interesting. In the last few years, there's been over $11 billion in hacking the market, in hacks. And 2025, actually, in January until today was the biggest because we have the Bybit hack where around $1.4 billion in assets were stolen from the, I mean, we're just gonna say that everyone thinks that is from the North Korea group, the hackers, but this was insane. But there's been a lot of hacks up to $100 million, $5 million. Actually, the last one, 26th of April, around $5.8 million. Crypto is the latest thing for hackers because it's money that only centralized exchange can stop them, and there is pretty much a really high chance that they're gonna run away with it, and nothing is gonna happen because at the end of the day, they can send it to Monero. Monero is gonna be clean, and then they can just clean up that older crypto with centralized exchanges, Thunderstorm, and pretty much a lot of other places to crypto to clean their crypto, right? But you gotta stay safe. Most of these hackers actually are inside teams where team members actually hacking themselves. We know that by now, but hacks are going crazy in crypto because still, remember, the security is not that advanced as the rate of development. There's always going to be hacks. Development is faster. New developers are coming to the space and building new things, but the security is still not there. So we see these massive hacks. But anyway, glad to see that there is still some consequences for those who are stealing money. And actually, we're going to get into this news. This may be pretty interesting. I'm going to give you the chance to talk now, Lily, yeah?
Okay, thank you, Ninja. And just to add to what you said, once again, I like you. I don't like to be political, and this is not a channel for this. But just to add a little bit to what Bullish piece out to his question, I think in general, I'm going just a little bit back. I'm not talking about recent times, like if we go back to World War I or World War II. Believe it or not, the GDP of many countries did grow, right? So I think in general, wars are always bad for people and sometimes not too bad for governments and politicians. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it in there, right? That's just my personal opinion on this.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go back to our hacker. That was an interesting one, right? The hacker was a very interesting one. So we got the title of the news is Hacker Behind $190 Million DeFi Exploit from 2022 was arrested in Israel. So let's see how it goes, right? So this is a hacker that, well, I'm going to introduce his name first, even though I wouldn't like to glorify a hacker, but the news is about him. So say hello to Alexander Gurevich. I hope, once again, I'm pronouncing that correctly, because he was apparently, of course, trying to flee the country under a fake name when Israeli police grabbed him at the Ben Gurion airport in Tel Aviv. right? So he was busted. Now, Guverik, which is a dual Russian and Israeli citizen, is now facing extradition to the US, where prosecutors say he was the first one to spot and exploit a vulnerability in Nomad's smart contracts back in 2022. Um, so quite a bold move right there, right? So now here's the wild part. While Guberik allegedly siphoned off with about $2.89 million, the total exploit drained a staggering $190 million. So where did the rest go? What do you think, Ninja? Where did the rest go?
I don't know. I'm gonna let you break my mind, blow my
So
mind.
according to this, it was a mob of copycats. Of course, that's
Yeah,
what's coming after the mastermind, right? So,
yeah,
seriously, once the exploit went public, dozens of opportunists jumped in. All they had to do was copy and paste and just work in a transaction, right? So, swap the address for their own and hit send. That's it. No need to know solidity, Markov trees, or any of that dev related stuff. So one blockchain researchers, which is Smackstone, put it best. You didn't need to be smart, you just need to be fast. That's
yeah.
all you needed after the mastermind. Okay, I'm gonna quote mastermind, right? So Coinbase later tracked 88 different wallet addresses linked to these copycats, and they made off with over $88 million.
That's
So it
crazy.
was a total DeFi free for all. Yes, it was crazy, definitely crazy. Now, some of the participants actually turned out to be white hats, so ethical hackers, right?
Yeah.
Who gave the money back. But most of them, of course, weren't. So they disappear faster than your face. This is a bad joke that I'm going to say. I'm going to make the joke and you tell me if it's funny or not. So my joke is Ninja. They disappear faster than your favorite altcoin in a bear market.
They disappear
How
faster
was
than
it?
my hair last year.
Not too bad because I make you laugh. Okay, well, this whole thing, you guys, it was a perfect storm or bad upset. Greed, blockchain, transparency, a little bit of all that, right? So Gurevich might be the first, but he opened, of course, the gates for all the rest. So now he's facing money laundering and computer crimes in the US, and looks like he's trying to cash out your exploit with a fake passport, right? And so my question for this, or would you like to add anything before I ask the
No, you
question,
can ask the
Ninja?
question, yeah?
Okay, so the question for this is going to be the next one. Do you think white hat hackers deserve a reward when they return stolen crypto, or is that just encouraging more exploits? I'm gonna say it again. Do you think white hat hackers deserve a reward when they return stolen crypto, or is that just encouraging more exploits? So let us know what you say is or what you take on this is, you guys.
So yeah, I mean, pretty interesting news, and I wish I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say it here. I hope nobody's watching. Well, some people is watching, 92 people, but I wish I was one of the copycats, so I could have get some of that crypto. I mean, that was insane. Like so much money drawn out of that hack, and you don't have to. You didn't have to get lucky with a meme coin to make millions, but of course dirty money at the end of the day always come back to hit you, and there is a lot of people facing a lot of problems with that now. And the question is always going to be, after you make millions in a hack, are you going to be able to sleep, or are you going to go paranoid thinking they're going to catch me eventually and I'm going to be losing all this money? So I prefer to be regular and sleep every night and enjoy my life than having millions of dollars but scared to go to prison eventually, right? So just do right. That's all I'm trying to say at the end of the day. But up to you guys. Now, hacks are crazy. We have been seeing that for the last since we have crypto. and this was a really crazy one. I remember the Axie Infinity one was one of the biggest from the bridge, running bridge. We got like $600 million stolen as well. That was insane. So always remember, if you are storing your crypto, do not leave your crypto in central asset changes. Always use a cold wallet. Send all your crypto to your own cold wallet, and then you're gonna be safe. Remember, and I do answer Lily's question. I will give my personal opinion on this. Why hackers not only help to fix and to find solutions for hacks, but they also are a pretty like they give a pretty good perspective of how the hack happened, and we can study and we can improve for the next time it's not going to happen. So I do think most definitely that they should actually get at least a percentage of that funds. Those are people's funds, but they should get some sort of rewards, and a lot of it, because they are doing pretty good job if they are being honest with it. So that's what I would say. So let me actually read some comments. We have Sarah, why hackers deserve to get rewards for returning stolen crypto. Agree with that. We have bullish pieces saying yes. News, I also think they should be rewarded, but they should show where is back in contract. So they actually are pretty good at that. They teach us how it happened, they show us how it happened, and they do it. That's how you fix something. You gotta do it, you gotta fix, you gotta find the issue, and you gotta fix that issue like a patch, so it's not gonna happen again. So they are a pretty interesting and pretty important part of the any sort of financial economy. Can be crypto, stocks, or whatever it is. Why hackers are everywhere. If they work for institutions, banks, everywhere. So yeah, pretty interesting news. Really, you got good bangers today. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm pretty enjoying the news today. Let's talk a little bit about something else before we go with the last news. Let's talk about the space. How things are going in the last 24 hours for crypto. Now, we got the chains. We got Ethereum is the first chain with volume in the last 24 hours. Breaking all records. You actually can see it right here. Let me show you where those 24 days volume. We got with $2.9 billion we got Solana. We got BSC at number 2 with $1.8 billion in volume. We got Ethereum with 1.7 billion. Then we have Base with 621 million. And number 5 is going to be Sui. Sui is actually getting pretty interesting. There is actually a volume is up 30% in the last month. So they actually are kicking in pretty well. So make sure to actually pay attention to Sui. There is developers, there is volume, and there is actually a lot of activity going on there. So pretty good for the chains. But Solana with the meme coins still getting all the attention. And you got investing in meme coins. What meme coins that you're buying? If you got the good news for something, you got inside info, share it with me and Lily. We want some of that sweet meme coin money as well. It's gonna be pretty good. But yeah, then we have DeFiAma with the Dexes, PancakeSwap number 1, Uniswap number 2, the Radio number 3 still. So Solana is still kicking access as well, as we say, and Pump and Fun is still doing quite well with Pump Dex, which they already launched. This is crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, Pump and Fun is making money right and left. They are making $700 million in revenue in the last few months. It's insane, and you guys are supporting that as well. I have never seen this. They are gonna hit $1 billion in volume this year. This is insane. From a website, they built something that nobody used for a month. Nobody did anything on Pump and Fun for a month. Thanks to the rappers, creators, and this and that, they are what it is today. Pretty insane. 2 people that build one website that was supposed to be something, let's just have some fun, has generated over $700 million. Insane. That's all I'm gonna say. Wild. And they actually are still number 4 in the last 24 hours by volume with a $2.9 million in volume. So every single day they making profit over $2 million. That is wild. And they are spending, I'm gonna say, their website and their system don't spend more than $100,000 every day to run. These guys are making huge amount of money. But I mean, congratulations to them. But all the volume with around $1.8 trillion in volume should have go into the good price. I will see Bitcoin at 200,000 today, and all the other coins doing better. But today we have millions and millions of meme going out every single day, getting a lot of volume. Everyone was looking for the next Lambo, so it is what it is. The market is not doing that great. But anyways, pretty good. Now I gotta give it back to Lily again. Lily, my voice is getting wild these days. So bad these days. I just talk too much. Now, The latest news is gonna be about, I believe it's gonna be about what, you can remind me. We're gonna be talking about what is it, bro? About Lily?
Yes, no worries. I got you. I got you. Take a break. Take a break. I'm gonna be with the last one. And oh, one comment that I'm seeing on the chat right now. And Niels, hi Niels. Yes, I think most probably tomorrow we are going to actually be talking about the Fed meeting. Yes, definitely tomorrow we are going. Look, you see, Ninja said it with
Yeah.
his hands up. I think tomorrow will be definitely a little bit of that here in the podcast. So stay tuned for that as well. So let's go and take a look at our last news for today, at least from my side. Then I will leave you with Ninja, right? So the last one is going to be we are back with the US, right? Oh my gosh.
The US and
I mean,
crypto.
you guys,
They get all the news.
we like it or not, exactly. We like it or not, that's hot right now. So we have to go back to them, right? So we have New Hampshire just made history and officially became the first, and listen to this, the first US state to pass a strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. So that's huge, right?
Yeah.
So the live free or die state, which is this New Hampshire, is well living up to its name, right? So the bill HB 302. Let's get a little bit technical here. And Ninja, sorry, we're going to be sharing the links to the news later on, right?
Yeah, we can do that as well. Yeah, for sure. I'm actually gonna drop it
Right,
in
because
the
I
chat right
just
now.
remember right now, because since I'm getting a little bit technical now, I remember that yesterday, I think it was Niels, he asked us for the links,
sure.
so I think we can do that.
We are improving, guys. If every time you have a feedback or something, share it with us. We're gonna try to implement that as well. So share the link. Every time we're talking about news, I'm gonna be sharing the link in the chat. You can find it there. So yeah, go ahead, Lily.
Okay, great. So let's continue there. So as I was saying, the bill HB 302 was just signed into law by Governor Kelly Ayotte. And get this, it gives the state's treasury the green light to invest public funds in both precious metals, as you were talking before, gold, of course, for instance, just an example of those, and digital assets. So the tricky part is that only the ones with the market cap over $500 billion.
Wow.
So, what's the translation to this? So far, Bitcoin is the only one that is going to be joining this club. But it's a progress nevertheless, right?
Yeah.
So, the state can go about it however they want, but Bitcoin directly go through an ETF. So even self-custodied, or if they feel brave enough to do that, right? So the whole move comes straight from the playbook of the Satoshi Action Fund. So shout out to Dennis Porter for this. They drafted the model bill, and now New Hampshire turned into an actual law, as well as we are discussing right now. So Dennis even said, and this is going to be a quote from him, New Hampshire didn't just pass a bill, it sparked a movement. And you know what? He might be right? Because other states like Texas, Arizona, and also Michigan are already thinking about similar plays. So that is what's happening right now in the States. And well, this was once again, I think, a great progress. And it's just one state, so there are still 49 more to go. But it's once again a progress nevertheless, right?
Yeah. $500 billion.
So
only Bitcoin.
Exactly, yes.
Bitcoin always get the
so only Bitcoin,
always goes to the
at
party.
least for now, only Bitcoin. Yes, only Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So my question is going to be, and it's going to be the last question since this is the last piece of news that I'm going to be sharing with you today, is if your state had the option to hold Bitcoin as part of its reserves, would you be for it or against it? I'm going to repeat again. If your state had the option, let's say, I know that many of you do not live in the US, neither do we, but whenever you live, this is just a hypothetical question, right? So if your state had the option to hold Bitcoin as part of its reserves, would you be for it or against it? And well, that's gonna be all from my side, Ninja, today.
Yeah, hold on. You can stay here a little bit more, right? We're gonna be talking about this news. Yeah.
Sure, sure. I can stay here
Awesome.
with you guys a little bit longer. I'm just saying that that was my last piece of news
Yeah,
for
guys, in case
today
you're
podcast.
watching, Lily joins in the news side, and then she has some stuff to do, prepare for tomorrow's stream. So I'm gonna be handling after this. Which is limited. Let's just say it that way. So, pretty good news. Now, the only the only boring part is that only Bitcoin is gonna be joining the party. I wish there is more other assets. We know that we got the announcement from the USA that maybe there is gonna be, of course, ADA in their sort of saving, sort of they're building sort of this treasury, the cryptocurrency treasury, which is gonna be ADA, Ethereum, Solana, I believe, Bitcoin, and XRP. I believe those were the ones that were picked that day. But for this one, 5% of the poly funds, we don't know how much money is that. I don't know if Lily has any info on that, but it could be a lot of money. And it's going to be only invested on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is always going to be getting all the love. We have MicroStrategy, we have around $50 billion invested in Bitcoin. We got BlackRock with around 60 billion, something like that is insane. So that's why you guys can see that even though there is billions of dollars being invested, the reason why the market doesn't move that much because it's all OTC deals. There is one thing that you gotta know. Some people ask, why MicroStrategy just bought $5 billion worth of Bitcoin and the market didn't move even 1%. All these are OTC deals, counter to counter deal, which means that they are not bought in the public market, which means that that liquidity doesn't go to a specific DEX or a centralized exchange, so we don't see the volume. So keep that in mind. But nevertheless, it's still pretty good. We don't want the governments and these big corporations at the end of the day having 10, 20, 50% of the Bitcoin supply. We don't want that. Keep that in mind. We want Bitcoin to still be shared, decentralized, and still be like wildly spread across the nations. That's the end goal. But these companies are buying a lot because they want to have the power. Keep that in mind as well. So we got Java saying that we need more crypto adoption across the state. We need crypto adoption across every state. It's going to be pretty good for everything. And as Lily said before, as I said, I do think that eventually we're going to be using crypto for all our needs on a daily basis. It's going to be something that is going to be coming soon. So as Sarah, I am actually with Lily that we should actually accept that our governments, our banks, and everyone that is involved in our economy should accept Bitcoin and crypto as a way of investment, treasuries, and saving as well, because it's just the king asset after gold. There is no other asset that has the capabilities and the centralization, and of course, the limited. There is not going to be any more Bitcoins that Bitcoin have and many other assets have. So yeah, I'm pretty.
Yes, Ninja. Just to add to that, because I mean, we are one like why only Bitcoin for now? But if you think about it, they are talking about their public funds, right, of the whole state. So they do, of course, have to be mindful about it,
Yeah, fair
right?
point.
They just cannot like go to the more volatile ones, and Bitcoin is something that
It's more stable at
have
this
been
point. It's more liquid.
exactly, exactly. So I do understand from where they are coming
The
from,
reality
right?
is they are not
So
trying to get 10x their money in one day. They are investing these assets. These are pensions. These
thank you.
are old people assets. These are like government assets, like taxpayers assets. Remember that, guys. So this money that gotta be stable.
Exactly.
They cannot see their money decrease by 50% in a year. That cannot happen, and that happens with the altcoins. That happens with Solana. That happens with a lot of these more volatile assets. So I do agree with Lily in that. Pretty good point. But I do think that Bitcoin is still, as mentioned, we can go ahead and talk about it for 2 years, but Bitcoin is always going to be the king of the assets. So it's always going to be the one that is going to be more stable, more liquid, and more loved. There is nothing we can do against that. So yeah, Lily, I'm going to leave you now. You can go ahead and enjoy your day and get ready for tomorrow's stream. I'm sure you're going to be prepared some pretty nice news for tomorrow. And wish someone good luck. We're gonna be choosing the winner at the end of the stream. I still got a few things to cover, but my voice is going bad. We've been around 50 minutes already. We're gonna be doing this for an hour every day, guys. So be patient. Our voice is still not used to this much talking. And then I gotta talk with my girlfriend, and we gotta keep on talking all day. So we still gotta keep a voice. So anyway, Lily, thank you for joining. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm gonna be handling the stream from now on. Yeah.
Thank you, Ninja, and thank you to all our listeners. And so happy to be here. Some of you were cheering us up through the way, like they were counting, like we got 90, we got 98, we got 100. So thank you very much for that. This is just day number 2, so we appreciate all your support, all your love, your time to be here, to listen to us, to be part of the conversation. Thank you very much for that. And well, as Ninja said, we're just trying to get better and better every day. And we'll see you tomorrow. I will leave you with Ninja. Much love.
And Lily,
Take
before
care.
you
Bye bye
leave,
for now.
we hit 1,035 followers already. Yesterday we were at 800 something. We are over 1,000 followers today. We got a lot of comments. Yesterday we didn't have any comment. We're pretty sad about it. After the stream, we cried a little bit. We hacked. Nobody wanted to say something about stream. We are so terrible. We suck. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. You made a day a little bit better today because there is some of you, at least some of you joined. So I mean, pretty good. Everything is like this when we get started. So yeah, Lily, have a nice day. Thank you, and see you tomorrow in the next stream. And let's
You
go.
too, guys. Bye bye. And best luck to all of you. One of you is gonna be the winner today, but remember that we are gonna be choosing a winner every day. So if it wasn't today, it could be tomorrow, right?
I'm staying here, guys. Don't leave yet. I'm still here. We're gonna do this. Don't worry. It's just Lily's gonna go. I'm gonna be talking about some products that I like, and I'm gonna be giving a little bit of the final sauce. So yeah, Lily, see ya. Stay.
Bye bye. See you.
So yeah, guys, before we go on with the products that I like, I'm gonna be talking about something. First of all, thank you guys for giving Lily some love. We're still not finished. I'm gonna be sharing some news with you in a little bit. We got Jeva on the house. Bullish Pizza, thank you guys for joining the stream today. We really appreciate you. Bullish Pizza, one of the biggest risks facing the crypto market right now, technical, regulatory, or geopolitical. Man, right now, the risk that I think that we are facing is people not buying. We need more people to buy Bitcoin. So that's gonna be the fun part. But the real answer, of course, geopolitical answers, the war and the things that is going on right now, is gonna affect the whole markets. It's going to be a lot of people losing their homes, losing their funds, losing their bank accounts. Of course, it's going to affect the space. But let's stay positive. I'm not really going to know how to answer this right now. But technical, not that much, I would say. We are still moving forward. There is a lot of great developments every day. And Web3 and decentralized finance, DeFi, is actually getting better day by day. Quite well. So eventually we're gonna catch up with C5. The reason why we want that is because it's just safer, it's just better than C5, and you gotta hold your assets. So I would say everything's gonna be fine, but I do hope that wars and the governments they don't try to be fighting all day, so we can move on and grow as the new economy, right? So anyway, let me actually show you something pretty interesting. Today I want to share with you a project that I really like. Every day, remember, I told you guys that I was gonna be sharing a project that I like every day. And today I'm gonna be talking about Sodius AI Tech. Most of you guys know this one. They actually have been going up for 131% in the last 24 hours. In the last month. The reason why this is important is because they actually are gonna be migrating to Solana soon. This is pretty good news for the project. Something that you actually gotta pay attention to. And this is one of the projects that already hit millions of dollars. They were like a $500 million market cap or something like that. Right now they are trading only at 98 million. So there is a 4x like power here. For example, there is a target at least that we can go to all-time high. Don't think about after all-time high because that we gotta wait and see. But this is a pretty interesting asset. I'm not telling you guys to invest or anything like that, just sharing you guys my opinion. I actually invested in this myself like a week ago. I made a video about it on Morning Ninjas. If you guys are following me in there, go ahead. But it just was too cheap. It was an entry price. With this all-time high, with the entry price, it was a no-brainer to actually get some AI tech. So pretty good. And actually, as mentioned, the volume is actually being going up, $40 million, $76 million market valuation. They are a huge ecosystem with a lot of assets. They have a launchpad which generates a lot of money. They have their eco-friendly data center in Europe, which I have not seen pictures of that, but maybe it is ready. Maybe they already share. I don't have all the information about it. But pretty massive project. It's going to be migrating, actually doing quite well in the last 30 days and the last week or so. So pretty interesting. If you guys are looking for on the value projects that may get listed on Binance, the reason why I said that is because Chain GPT, which is a project similar, it's actually AI Tech was incubated by Chain GPT, got listed on Binance already in the spot trading on Binance, and it's trading at $112 million. This one is don't do it that well as AI Tech. So maybe there's going to be a listing coming up soon for the project, and that, of course, is going to be pretty good news. So yeah, that was a plugin for the project that I do believe that it's going to do well in the mid to long term, which is going to be AI Tech. So, I mean, today we have pretty nice news. Lily shared the news in a pretty interesting way. I hope you guys like that. Thank you guys for joining us. We are over 1,000, but I cannot refresh this. I believe, let me actually try to do so. Over 1,000 followers on Gravity X. Thank you guys for joining in, watching the stream, and being supporting the stream as usual. I'm gonna be picking a winner of the $10 giveaway after the stream. You guys are gonna be notified who is the winner. It's gonna be randomly selected. It's gonna be someone from the stream, and it's gonna be someone that answered the questions in the stream as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you don't win today, you can win tomorrow. It's gonna be a giveaway every day, at least as long as we can keep it, and then we're gonna try to actually make bigger giveaways. It's been an hour. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for watching the stream. I'm gonna see you tomorrow for another stream. From Monday to Friday, we got daily stream from news, founders interviews. I actually got some founders coming up for the stream in the next few days, so make sure to watch out for that. It's gonna be pretty interesting, and just talk about crypto, have some fun in a natural and pretty regular and interesting way. So yeah, thank you. See you guys later. Stay crypto, stay trading, make good move, make some money, stay up to date with the market, and I'm gonna see you guys later tomorrow in another stream. See ya.